Angie, better known as MOICIARA, and today's video is going to be about making sure as you get older, you handle your business, do what you have to do so you don't have to put yourself in a position where you don't have it like that. Okay? So, first thing I want to mention, hold on. First thing I want to mention is how, like, clearly I've mentioned more than once that I'm 31, and for a long time, I'll say like leading up into my 30s, like I just know like where my 20s were at and how I used to be extremely upset because you know what we do as human beings, we love to compare our lives to other people's lives and say, oh, well, they're doing this, they're doing that, oh, they have this, they have that, like, and you become a product of that environment of wanting to see your life a certain place because of society and the pressure we put on ourselves of just wanting to be successful, and see it in that way where we actually are like seeing the change in our own lives to see it gradually be there. And I just remember I used to be upset, like, okay, so I believe in a prior video I mentioned something about like me battling depression and stuff like that, or what have you. And I would just say, like, I think the hard part for me was because I would guard myself. Like, I'm a guarder, honey. Like, I will guard myself down. Like, I really am one of those people who, like, be saying, oh, what's the diary saying? You think you know me, but you have no idea. Like, I really am one of those people. Like, I allow people to see what they need to see from me as far as in, like, like, personally, because I don't trust a lot of people. People are extremely judgmental. They will stab you in the back as fast as they hand you the knife to make sure that you don't stab somebody in the back for them, and they'll make sure they do the same fucking thing to you, by you, from you, for you, whatever. Like, they will do that. And I have always been selective with my friends and with people around me because I just don't have time for it, because I know how I am. Like, I'm passionate, I'm very protective over the people I love and care about and whatever, and I be wanting the same thing in return. Like, and if I know you're not one of those people, then baby, bye. Like, see you later. You're obsolete from my life, period. Like, it just doesn't matter. And let alone with that, just like career-wise and things like that, like, I just feel like career-wise, like, I would have been way much further along, and it's because I guarded myself from not really like pushing myself, because if I got hit with something or I got let down with something, I would allow myself to condition my mind, or I would enable myself from really striving to do better or whatever. And the reason why I say that is because I was just so caught up with, like, oh, well, I probably wouldn't get a job because of how I look and how I dress, and I have to explain myself and who I am, all that stuff. Like, I would do that because during those earlier times, like, I mean, truth be told, we're not just gonna act like it's not the obvious. Like, just, I would say people have really kind of been more embracing of the LGBTQIA elemental P community within maybe the past 2, 3, maybe 4 years. Like, it hasn't been that long where it's really kind of been like something. So by me being like a millennial generation X, don't quote me, I don't know, I'm not really wrapped up in that stuff, but I still consider myself a millennial because I've been a part of the transition of how things been. And I would just say I used to down myself a lot because I was like, oh, there's no way I would be able to have an opportunity to do this and do that. And I used to be mad at myself because I'm looking like, you'll never know unless you try. But I would just internalize the moment and the emotion, and it would just make me not want to do it. and that stunted my growth as far as in school, because I gonna say I could have went back to school, because honey, when you owe student loans, life has a way of just kind of bloop, really all up in your face. Like it will slap the out of you, like for real. And I just remember, like, I was so caught up with trying to get that back in order and pay off other debts that I had, so like I could have a clean slate. And me just, I wish I would have had a better mindset back then. Like, I was so wrapped up with thinking that, oh, I'm gonna have this clean slate, and then only thing I have to be concerned about is school. And you can't, like, in the real world, you can't think like that. Like, there's gonna always be something going on, whether there's rent. Like, I have my little cat, I'm gonna have to take him to the vet for whatever purposes and reasons. You know, I could lose my job, I could be asked, I don't have, it's like it'll always be something. So you have to be in that mindset of it'll always be something. And as long as you keep that as your reality when it pertains to your life, and not try to like guard it, like I said I do, you put those isms in there that you don't necessarily need to, but you, I mean, at the same time you do, because you don't want to walk in the landmine of situations and everything just be all upside turned down, and you just looking like, what, like this isn't what I signed up for. Like, this ain't it. Like, it's not that. And I'll just say, like, comparing your life to others, like, is extremely, you know, back to that, like, which is difficult, because mentally it will tear you down, like, because you'll be always looking at things and looking at people searching for things that you think that you should have or you should be reaching and stuff like that. And I always been like the person, like, like, not so much like I would say it aloud, because I think I wouldn't like to say it aloud or talk about it aloud, because it just would bother me to feel like I have to admit that, you know. And you don't want to necessarily admit that as much to others, because people, they tend to think that, you know, you're jealous or something. And I ain't jealous. Like, I'm happy for anybody. I'll congratulate anyone on whatever they're doing and stuff like that, because that's just how I am. I like to see people happy, I like to see people win. But when I look at it from more of like a internal thing, like, what am I doing wrong, or what am I not striving hard enough to do that I should be doing, so I can be seeing myself in a better light. Because I just know I have a lot of dark days. I have a dark days, and I'm not just saying that shit because it seems like out of nowhere everybody's talking about they having anxiety and depression and they're battling with some type of yada yada yada. No, bitch, this is real. This is back in the day, old school type of real. So, and the tough part about it is because you don't ever want to, like, we have internalized ourselves to not want to ever come across being weak. And I just know how I am. Like, you know, I might be fluff and pretty and, you know, woo woo woo, but I'm a big baby. Like, I'm a softy, I'm a crybaby, and all other stuff or whatever. And it's just like, but I do have a way of making sure that I'm guarded enough that people don't see that weakness side. Like, they might see it, oh, you know, I might seem like a little aloof, a little blonde, like, but no, bitch, like, I have it. It's there. Whether I show it to you on a daily basis or I don't, it's there. So I just think to me it's important to always make sure that you're aware of the things you're saying. I mean, I don't say it's the things you're saying, because we all say a bunch of crazy. And I just know I always try to be cautious and aware of how I, you know, go about doing things and stuff like that. Because if you're not, then you're trying to put yourself in a position where you're walking in landmines. And I ain't on it. Like I just said, I'm not with that. So I think going into this next chapter for me, like I was thinking about the other day, I was like, ooh, you know, in a few years I'll be 40, like, and I just don't want to see myself still in the same place, like, mentally, because that's the hard part. I was watching someone on YouTube, and they were talking about, you know, like, being broke and struggling and things like that. And I just don't want to be in a position where I'm feeling that way when it comes to me being 40 years old and I'm still battling with things that I should have took care of, 10 plus prior years ago. And it's difficult because, like I said, we have so much around us that can influence us to deter our mind from wanting to focus on things and do it properly. Because we're like, oh, I need it, I need this, I do this. Like, I like to have my hair done, I like to have my nails done, I like to take care of myself, I like to try to treat myself and get this and get that or whatever. And sometimes, just sometimes, it's not time for that. Like, and I struggle with it because I struggle with that, period. And I just want to see myself tighten up on spending and being more productive. And I think that's why me starting YouTube again was such a challenging thing for me to do, because I'm looking like, don't nobody want to hear what I gotta say. But then I'm like, people do be wanting to hear what I have to say. And then I was like, I don't know. But at the end of the day, I was like, you know what? F all that. I'm gonna just still try to do my thing and get the messages that I want out, because I could have easily took the easy route, which was to do, hair tutorials and makeup tutorials. But I didn't want to do that, only because I felt like I have more to say than this hair on my head and the and me doing makeup and things. Like, no, I didn't want to do that, because there's enough of my girls online and carrying on that are doing those type of things. And I just felt like I would be cheating myself to just allowing myself to only share that. Like, people that I like and watch and stuff, like, they have blossomed and elevated, and they do so much more now because of the fact that they have got out of that. Like, like, there's a million and one videos on YouTube showing you how to apply makeup this way, showing you how to do a wig, an install, a dye, or whatever. It's like, I just didn't want to do that. Like, I really wanted to speak and do a message, because I used to really be well, I still am, but but I used to always be giving advice a lot back in the day. And I used to always be giving advice back in the day, and that's what really kind of made me like start the channel back in the day, was because I was like, well, I'm always giving advice and stuff like that, and then I could just really now, at that time I think I had some little raggedy cheap phone, and I was like, oh, well, now I can start a YouTube channel and da 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 and stuff like that, and express myself more, because there was so not many of us online at that time. So it was like I wanted to do it, but then I stopped, and now I'm back. So it's like, now I want to continue to share the messages about love, life, and the pursuit of happiness, because to me, those are the key things to success. Like, your love, your life, and overall being happy, financially, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, all that stuff. You have to have it that way, because if you don't, then you will always be, on the verge of hurting yourself in some way. Like, you will never reach that peace. And I really struggle with finding peace, because it's hard. Like, a lot of days it's extremely hard to find peace or whatever, because there's always something that's in the back of your mind that you're battling, that you feel that is not good enough, or it's not equate to your standards or where you need to be and how you doing or whatever. So it's like, that's why I kind of wanted to kind of bring it back or whatever, and focus on some real stuff, because I'm a real person. This isn't an image for the sake of, like, this is my everyday life. So it's like, I want to keep it as real with you guys as possible, pertaining to topics and things that's going on, and things that's kind of like ongoing as well, so you guys can be aware of it, because I know I'm not the only person who struggles with these things as well. So I want to say thank you guys so much. It really does. It means a lot for me to sit in front of this camera and kind of just tell my truth of sorts or what have you. Like it does take a lot, guys. Like it's not just pressing the button and doing it, because you have to look at it back. You have to cut that, and for you guys to watch and support my stuff. The comments, the feedbacks, the likes, the dislikes, everything is really it's meant a lot to me, and I appreciate it a lot. So all I can say is just keep doing what y'all doing. Let's continue to get these views up. Let's get these subscribers up. I really want to do giveaways and all that great stuff. I want to do some mukbang. I might do one next week. I don't know, because I'm trying to get these videos like up in a rapid speed or whatever. So hopefully within the next week, so I can try to do a mukbang or something. Yeah, this ain't no drink, this some tea. Just because I know my voice was getting a little dry. But anyway, like I said, thank you guys. I appreciate you guys so much. All I can say is just continue to support me. Y'all know what Nene said. Anyway, until next time, talk to you later. Bye, guys.